You're now tuning into the Graveyard Gaming Podcast. Enjoy at your own risk.
What's good? What's good out there, y'all? I'm your one half of your host, Ski the Beast, and the other half is
Deadman 00, and this is Graveyard Gaming.
welcome to the podcast, y'all. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome. This is our first episode here. We are new to YouTube space, so if you like the content, you like the discussions, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button and share it, and make sure you leave the comments down below so we can get the discussion going. There you go. It's been a long time coming, my friend. Just let the world know a little bit about yourself, how you get into gaming.
Well, just an average guy, do a regular job, and I've been playing games for a long time, since 1985. Been playing on Nintendos, Ataris, arcades, all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, been doing that for a long time, but been playing with you for like the last 12 years on some Battlefield.
I think it's probably a little bit longer, maybe 12, 13. Probably around that time, yeah. For me, same thing. Grew up NES, Sega, the arcades back in the day, the Ataris, handheld Tiger games, handheld Game Boy games, all the way through the 90s. Whatever system was out there, I had it. So, or if I didn't have it, I didn't have access to it. All right, everybody, just welcome to our channel. This is our first episode, and we will be covering Battlefield today, the state of Battlefield. We both play Battlefield. We both met playing Battlefield. I consider ourselves Battlefield knuckleheads. Just part of the community. Uh, these last couple of years been rough. Some people say it's been bright. What do you think, and how do you feel about the state of Battlefield moving forward right now?
The state of Battlefield, in my opinion, it is kind of bleak. It is not in a very good state whatsoever, and I'm not happy with 2042. Everybody else, all the new players, really kind of seem to be and saying, "Oh, this isn't as bad as what everybody makes it out to be." But it's really not a core Battlefield game, in my opinion. It doesn't have some of the core features that some of the older titles really had. And
Because the new guys, they like that first person shit. Like they like to be first person shooters and things of that nature. I think so. That's why they gravitate more to 2042.
Yeah,
But you're right. Like some of the core features, like what Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 had, even the Hardline, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, all had the core features of Battlefield. 2042 just missed the boat. So I just think like the state of Battlefield these days is just. I think it's in the dark, but I also think that it's climbing. I think that where they see their flaws, they can make the corrections. Now if they come out with the new one and it just be just as bad, dude. But if you really think about it, how would you feel about 5? Did you like 5?
I like some things about 5. I liked the fortification system. I wish they would have built more on that, but instead we get Irish who can just throw up a shield whenever he wants.
Do you think 5 is a success or a failure?
It started to be a success before they killed it prematurely.
So
the Pacific was really, the turning point for the whole Battlefield 5, and then they just abruptly stopped that and other games just to work on 2042 in an all hands on deck scenario that really didn't.
Me personally, I don't think Battlefield is in a bad shape like how everybody says it is. They came out with 2042, which was horrible. But if you just look at their track record, like they got Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield Hardline. Now some people can say Battlefield Hardline was a miss. Would you say
Nah,
Battlefield Hardline is a miss or a
I
resurrection?
I would say Battlefield Hardline is it is a sleeper hit. You know, it had some different mechanics. It had some different things to think about,
But it's still
and
kept the core of the.
it did have some of the core features of Battlefield. You know, it was right there at the tail
It could
end
have been a nice
of
spin-off.
I was gonna say it came in right at the tail end of Battlefield 4, so it still had some of the Levolutions and stuff like that. The
So
crane going through the building and stuff, that's pretty unforgettable, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, you're right about that. So we'll just say hard. I don't even put Hardline with the Battlefield category. I just think it's a spin-off.
It is.
No, that's what it is. So Battlefield 1, I think that was a success.
Battlefield 1 is probably one of the greatest. It's better it's right after Battlefield 4 in my opinion, but a lot of people I think would put it before Battlefield 4. The sound design and atmosphere in that game is super nice.
Only a fool would put that in front of Battlefield 4, but that's I'm just kidding right there, y'all. But like that's everybody got their opinion. That's what's so special about Battlefield. Like everybody got their favorite Battlefield and Battlefield moment. And
Tell us your favorite Battlefield moment in the comments.
yeah, drop it down. What's your favorite Battlefield? What's some of your favorite Battlefield moments that you guys had? Things of that nature. And yeah, we'd just like to see and read those. In the future, we'll have a place where we can upload clips and watch clips of some of our favorites people going forward. So I think the state of Battlefield overall, if I'm being 100% honest, I think it's unknown. Me as like a Battlefield player, I'm hoping that it be something great. But me just using logic and just knowing the politics behind business, I know it could be a failure. You know, so I'm not. I'm just waiting to see.
I
2042 is my disappointment.
I think we're all waiting to see, you know.
Like 2042 was my disappointment. Was my off the cliff moment. Like when people say they like Battlefield One, that's great. You know, I didn't. It took a minute for me to go to Battlefield One at first. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
we were going back to World War One. Now the graphics, the war design, the destruction that they did have, the tank, all that shit, the historic part of it was great. But when you get in there and really playing and you dealing with one shot bolt action rifles and you know what I'm saying, you got to get
Mm,
used to that. Moving and maneuvering through the jungles using bolt action rifles. And I tell you this about Battlefield One, it really taught me how to snipe.
yeah. You know, I miss good sniping mechanics from Battlefield with the bullet drop and stuff like that. You know, 2042 doesn't have much of that kind of stuff. If you have a crosshair on them, you might just get them.
I seen a dude shoot down there across the map on Kaleidoscope with a pistol. So
Yeah.
and I think he was out of bounds on this, on the other team side. So yeah, the philosophy of these bullets needs to be changed. And I
Yeah.
think that's another thing with all first person shooter. All games shouldn't do the most damage. Like all guns should have its limitations. Like it should have this, which in real life, it should have its pros and its cons. And I think video games takes out the con for the sake of it being a video game. Like a
Yeah.
shotgun should not go across with accuracy, 4 football fields to kill me. I don't care what type of world we living in, it's a shotgun. Not saying it can't hit nothing. I'm just saying pinpoint accuracy is what I'm saying. And I think that's what DICE has to get back to. And speaking of 2042, the game that seems to never die, just like our logo, the game that Ham just keeps sticking itself from the grave.
Yeah.
So many roller coaster emotions, feelings about this game. Me and you played it from launch. We had our opinions. At first, we was like, okay, we'll see where it's going. And then I think about 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, maybe 40 minutes
Man.
later, it was like, okay, we see where this is going,
Yeah, man. What a rough period. What a rough whole year to get that game in order from its launch. That's bad. That was so bad. And then they reworked all the maps, all the base maps they had to rework. That's wasted time and resources that could have been put towards other things. And then they didn't even take care of Hazard Zone whatsoever. Their extraction mode that was supposed to be competing with like Escape from Tarkov and stuff of that nature. Like they didn't have anything.
Hazard Zone should have been free to play.
Hazard Zone should have been free to play.
Hazard Zone should have been free to play.
Yeah, everybody you got to give away the taste. You know what I'm saying? You got to give away the taste to get somebody in the door.
That's EA. EA, they're the publishers. They're the ones who's going to map out the money side of it. Who am I? I'm just average Joe. I just spend my money to buy these damn games. And it just seems like take the shortcut, put the game out there, the fans will buy it anyway. And that's what 2042 felt like to me. It felt like it was a shortcut project. They said it was ready. When it released, we got so many bugs, so many issues.
Could you imagine being a cook in a kitchen, doing something only halfway and saying it's a cake when it's only like it's not even cooked?
My thing is you charge me full price.
Absolutely charge you full price. Matter of fact, they're going to charge you extra to make sure too. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get real with 2042 here. Let's just get real. The game was garbage. It came out half baked. It wasn't like bug issues. The game design was terrible. All the maps was overlarge. I made a bad decision with the 128 players. We didn't have a scoreboard. We can't do a server search. I can't play the maps that I want to enjoy. I can't link up with my friends in my own platoon. What do we got here? We got a bunch of operators that runs on both sides. You want me to believe a story that 10 people is on the Russian side and the U.S. side, because you play with both sides, all the players we got. It looked like it's just the worst. It's just the worst. And I just hope the factions of Battlefield, like you said before, I think we discussed before, the minimum was 4. And I think that was what Hardline with the police, SWAT, bandits, robbers.
Right.
With Battlefield 4, they had what? China, America, Russia, Europe,
everybody.
They had everybody. And then you expect from me in 2042, which is not that far from the future distance, it's only going to be 2 nations, 2 factions fighting over this data.
You got to capture the data.
Whatever data it was, and they're now playing Call of Duty storyline. It seems like Call of Duty 6, Black Ops, went in and just stole their whole storyline with the zombies and things. Don't it seem like that? Like they was working on something And then we came up. What's the one with the laugh for 2042? And they just said, use your imagination.
Redacted.
Redacted.
Yeah.
Use your imagination. What happened here? What you mean use my? Put the storyline together. Read the codex. I don't want to read the codex.
Yeah, we should have played through a
$100.
campaign.
$100 for the game. I should have a virtual, assistant reading me the codex with a visual in front of me watching the story. We should have had a campaign.
Man, the
Speaking of though,
campaign could have been cool.
So at the end of the day, the state of 2042 for you in 2025. I think they said it was there with the game, but they keep dropping content for it. So
yeah,
we'll see what happened in 2025. Hopefully they will put the final dirt on the coffin, I'll say.
Yeah.
Pat it down, nice and neat. Go ahead and put the tombstone on there. We don't even need a name for it. We're just going to put X's. And here lies 2042 or something. You know what I'm saying? And that would be the end of this game. And that brings us to our next conversation. The future of Battlefield.
What do you want? What do you want for Battlefield 6?
I want them to take 3 and 4 and make 5 out of it. Or however you want to say it. I want you to put 3 and 4 together to make a game. That's what I want. I want them to put that. I want to be honest with you, I would like for them to take 3 and 4 and put it in a game, but I want them to do it like in an origin story. Let's go from the beginning. Let's start all back over. Let's bring some new, fresh blood into that universe is dead and gone. This is your chance to start over in the new universe, in the multiverse, I guess. We're in Planet 2. And that's have Battlefield start off with some new, fresh characters, some new, fresh enemies, new ideas around the world with threats and stuff like that, bring in some new factions and things of that nature, and start off from there. I think that could make, and you don't have to follow today's news and stuff like that. We can come up with our own, fantasy military, I guess you would say.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would like to have it in the sense of, you're only my ally if we're only going for the same purposes. You're no longer my ally if those same purposes is not in our, in our same interests. Which means I work with Canada to take out Russia. But I also work with Japan to take out Canada if it's necessary.
That'd be crazy.
I mean, that'd be sweet though, but that's more on a different level. But I would like to see stuff like that. I like to see our factions. Hey, if it's in our interest, we'll combine with you and we'll go to war. That'll be something new with Battlefield. What would you like to see?
I would like to see stuff from Battlefield 5 make a return. I would like to see like the point system with being able to call stuff in. I like the idea. I just wish maybe everybody had
the movement of 5 is underrated.
The movement in 5 is Omni movement before Omni movement was thought of from
Way
Activision.
Before Omni movement. Yeah, they put that in there with enhanced features. I would like to see some things from Hardline go into the new Battlefield, the targeting system. Let me see where I killed this guy at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I would like to see, like, if they're going to use Ryo, like his technology, I would like to see that improve. Let it shut down some Rangers, or let it shut down some vehicles. Let it do more than just track. Like, that's basically what it was doing. I was just tracking.
Right.
Tracking. So I would like to see that improve. I would like to see a lot of the gadgets come back, like from Battlefield 4. I seen they just brought back the E-bots and all that. Little robots and things of that nature. I like to see more of that come back. The more the merrier. Like, some people just think like, hey, it's pointless. As long as it can do something, then it's useful. That's how I look at it, and it gives more of a catalog to choose from when it comes down to gadgets.
Yeah, I like their gadget catalog better.
I
I
would like.
would like to see maybe instead of just specialists, take the specialist gadgets and break them down into class pools and throw them into the gadget pile instead of making it a whole person.
Yeah, yeah. Take all their gadgets, separate them through class, and maybe and then use some of them that can be universal for all troops. Like I think like Sundance suit should be universal for all soldiers. But if you use this suit, then you lose a gadget. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. Or it could just just be part of that soldier the zip line. I think all soldiers should be have access to the zip line. If you choose that gadget, then you lose another gadget. It's just simple like that. The some gadgets should be set to class. I think like all that Ryu stuff right there should be more to me. That's more recon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Medics has always been SMGs, quick covers, so they should have smoke grenades, smoke launchers, things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So if they get back with the right gadgets and the right class system, one, you get people that want to use other gadgets, so they'll play with different types of style. They'll take different roles. Two, each role needs to have a limitation.
Yeah.
The reason I'm saying that is you can't do it all by yourself if you're in the squad. Back
Right.
when we played, who's running medic, who's running support, who's running assault, who's running recon.
Right.
Well, we got too many medics. We need somebody to run recon or support to throw ammo. I want to get back to that Call of Duty feeling. Don't let one soldier be able to have it all. Like 2042. If you play with what's homegirl name?
Liz.
No,
Rockets.
the medic girl. What's her
Oh,
name?
Falk.
Falk. If you play with Falk, all I need to do is carry an ammo pouch, ammo box, and I'm set.
That's it. You're set.
I'm set.
That, you got a heal
I
pistol
can use
and
any weapon. I ain't like that either. I didn't like that I was able to use recon weapons, support weapons. I could pick any weapon. Now they tried to make it where you get a little boost if you use the guns in your category, but come on.
yeah.
That was some bull crap. That was
Yeah.
some bull crap. So I would like to see a lot of. I mean, as Battlefield fans, we would like to see a lot of changes. Hey, why don't y'all tell us below what changes you would like to see, what features you would like to see, what gadgets or guns or skins or ideas that older Battlefields had that you would like to pull out and put into the new Battlefield. Leave your thoughts in the comments on that as well. Any final thoughts about Battlefield 6, the state of Battlefield?
I just hope it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope it's good as well, man. It will be. It will be. I think they'll get their act together and they would put out a good price. If they don't, then they burn the house down. I tell you this, I'm not going to be the first one to purchase it.
Oh no, it better
I'm
be on
not,
Game Pass day
I'm
one.
not,
I ain't paying for it.
I'm
I
not,
ain't paying for it.
I will buy it. I will buy the game, but I'm not gonna be the first. I'm gonna sit back and wait a week. I'm gonna let everybody else buy it, get the reviews, and if it's one of those games, and I'm going to buy it. It's not a Battlefield game I haven't purchased, so I'm going to buy it. I just told myself this year I would not be part of the day one release, guys. I would not. I would not. So one of the things on the shows we like to do is we both like to pick games that is above ground, which is alive and breathing, which is dead. Need to be in the graveyard with a tombstone with X's on top. Or resurrected, games that have made a comeback. Now I know for one game that is above ground for you as of late is
Valheim. We
yeah,
playing Valheim?
you've
Yeah.
been playing a lot of Valheim. A lot lately. Why don't you tell the audience about Valheim and where they can get it. And
I don't know if it's still available on Game Pass. It might be, but available on PC, Microsoft, and stuff like that. I love Valheim. Great survival world building experience. Super fun. Exceptionally challenging. Pretty hard. Pretty brutal. I happen to get pretty lucky on this last playthrough that I'm doing right now by myself. That I've got a 2-star boar farm, so I'm pretty hyped about that. And me and my girlfriend's game, we're currently got a 1-star boar farm working. We've got some regular boar and a new 1-star boar that we just added. So we'll weed out the 0-star boars for some 1-stars here shortly once that farm gets going. But other than that, what's a game for you that's above ground right now?
The game that I'm playing the most right now is the Indiana Jones. I think it's awesome. At first, it started off pretty slow for me, but now that I'm getting more into it, you got mystery, you got puzzles, you got to use your wits, you got action, you got fighting. So you get everything that you can get from an Indiana Jones video game that people have been waiting for. It's not been a letdown. If I was rating the game, dead or alive, it's alive right now, and it's above ground right now. Now, games that are dead to you right now, games that had an impact that just didn't make it through.
We
And I
talked
thought-
about it already.
Well, I'm gonna go with a little bit more hardcore. Now, this
Okay.
game here is years in the making. It has been broadcasted as game changing, industry changing, the most anticipated game, and it ended up just from playing the free play or the beta that they put out. I think destroyed the whole entire franchise. And I'm talking about is the pirate game, the Bones,
Oh yeah, Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones. That game is they didn't when they threw the IP in the grave, it didn't just go 6 feet deep. It went straight to hell. It's burning. Everybody who worked on the game was fired. They kicked out the lead designer. The director has been put on farm duty, working for the company. Like the CEO who signed off on the game is now parking in the public garage. Like these guys have been like. Did you play the beta?
Yeah.
What was
Like
your thought?
I don't know. It sucked.
But you literally run it. You literally go to land, hop on your ship, go to the circle where everyone is, and battle royale it out until you can get enough to get away or some shit. It was the worst.
It really was the
experience
worst.
I ever had. So you got any games that are in the grave right now that developers should be drugged out into the middle of the street and shot at for even releasing this game?
Yeah, 2042. That thing is just terrible. It was terrible at launch. It didn't even have a scoreboard. How are you gonna have a video game without a scoreboard? How are you keeping track of who wins, who loses?
They got a scoreboard now.
Well, they do now, yeah. But back when it first started, who knew how to keep score?
You just hate 2042 that much, huh?
I do,
Wow.
Like, has it gotten better? Yeah, from where it started, absolutely, it's gotten a whole lot better. But is it really worth the Battlefield name? No, it's just like Hardline. It's we don't call it Battlefield Hardline. We call it Hardline. It's not Battlefield 2042. It's just 2042. It's already been
spin-off.
It's been separated out from the other
Well, the
Battlefield.
community separated it out for sure. Like, we try to not remember this game
I'm
at
trying not
all.
to remember it at all.
At all. All right. And for Resurrections, what game was in the dirt for you that was left for dead? They drugged them out in the street. They left them for the corpse to come, or the people to come pick up the corpse.
You
But
know,
he got off the ground and he started walking.
that's No Man's Sky. You know,
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky
2016 came out. It was a big flop.
was a huge flop. And you know, like I
Developers
didn't.
got fired. CEOs got cussed out. You know what I'm saying? Graphic designers was getting hung out by the windows. Yeah, I remember that time period.
You know, and now on Steam, it's got a mostly positive review. It's changed a lot around. All the promises that everybody made at the beginning are now fulfilled with extras on top of it, sprinkles to boot, and cherries and whipped cream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
Well,
it's
talk about
it's a little lackluster in the story department, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. And the people who are hardcore about No Man's Sky are really hardcore about No Man's Sky.
I think that community gave that game a chance for it to breathe. Like, people see the potential, just like how they do for Red Dead Online. And the game is dead, but you got people hanging around just hoping and wishing that something could change. And
Yeah,
I think in No Man's Sky case, the community just knew something was there. The developers didn't give up on the game. Whoever sponsored them actually kept putting money into the game, and they turned it around. It's almost like an artist development
yeah.
with No Man's Sky. They gave it a chance to grow. They planted the seeds. It started going a little ugly. They cut it. They cloned it. They replanted it, and they grow it up to a nice flower right there. So No Man's Sky is a great choice. My resurrected game, a game that was left for dead and is slightly making a return. I don't really consider this game left for dead more than people just haven't picked up on it, and that would be Splitgate.
That's a good one.
A lot of people went up on Splitgate. It's a 6-on-6 shooter. It's a different, unique style. Like, for me to get off Battlefield and play a first-person shooter, it is a Battlefield. It has to be unique. It's a little bit of Portal. I don't know if anybody played that back in the day. Portal and Portal 1, Portal 2. So there's a little bit of that. I think people should go check out Splitgate. I believe it's on Game Pass right now. On the Xbox. I don't even know if it's on PC or PlayStation. I don't even know. Like, I just know it's on Xbox. So go ahead and pick that up. Check that out. And last but not least, our final thoughts of the day, our final steps before we end this podcast, our first podcast. Right now, I just think I know it's a little rough around the edges. We will continue to get better. The state of Battlefield we discussed today. Like I said, just leave your thoughts and opinion. Do you think you see a bright future for Battlefield? Do we need to grab things from the past to make the new Battlefield better, or should they just take a different turn? What's your last thoughts for today?
You know, I think I would like to see that go as well. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see them take their time and really put some more thought into what's going to make Battlefield Battlefield and how to get Battlefield back to Battlefield instead of trying to make it whatever else that they think it should be instead of Battlefield. Like,
if Battlefield 6 turned out to be a flop, is it over for you?
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, if Battlefield 6 is a flop, it's over for the franchise. I think there's no way it can come. There's no way it can come back.
You gonna play Delta Force?
Absolutely not.
I disagree with you when you say it's over for them. If okay, they flopped on 2042, but they haven't flopped on nothing else.
At this point in time, the trust in EA and DICE is so little and waning. Like, how can you believe anything they say? It's like having being in an abusive relationship. They keep smacking you, but they tell you you're doing everything right. Are you doing everything right if you keep getting hit? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it's a lot behind closed doors. I think like these developers is all new. These designers is all new. These ain't the same people that made 3 and 4 and Bad Company. And I don't know if it's had something to do with talent. Obviously, their imagination is different from what we grew
right.
for. So hopefully they get some old heads back in there or people that were fans of the game, and we hope that they will grab people to work on the game that actually enjoy making the game. Is my point. I think for a couple of years they was grabbing people from all over, but not Battlefield makers. But I could be wrong. That's just something I believe. Like I said, I'm not behind the walls. I'm just a regular Joe with a
Right.
regular opinion, you know. And with that being said, we thank y'all for tuning in to this episode of Graveyard Gaming Podcast. We got more topics to come. Tune in each week for episodes to drop. Anything else you got to say out there, Derek?
You guys stay safe and have a good time gaming.
And that's it. One more thing, too. I'm gonna take a little water right there, but before y'all go, one more thing. Make sure y'all please like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all drop your comments in the background. So and we're gonna check them out and see how we did. All right, we out of here, guys. Y'all have a good one. All right.